Hey, what's going on, guys? Gdoggcasey here with my buddy Matt casting some more StarCraft 2 action from the Chobo Team League. This is a Week 7 matchup between AlloyE Esports and Team All Inspiration. And I'll start off by introducing our AlloyE player, the Yellow Protoss TTag.
And in the top right-hand corner of Overgrowth, we have All Inspiration's very own gdoggcasey. Now, this is a ZVP and it is a gold matchup, but I would like to mention that congratulations to Casey. A mere hours before this game hadn't reached platinum, so congratulations to Casey.
Yeah, thanks very much, man. It was definitely a big goal for me to try and hit platinum. Before, it was like I thought I would never be able to make gold, and now, you know, being in platinum is definitely pretty nice. It's a whole new level up there. The cross from gold to platinum is probably the biggest one. But we won't talk too much about that. Let's talk about what's going on in the CTL season so far. Right now, this is Week 7, which is actually the last week of the playoffs, of the regular season. And All Inspiration's record at the moment is 4-2. So we're sitting pretty well, I believe, in third place at the moment in our division. Top 4 make the playoffs, so that's pretty good. But we haven't actually clinched a playoff spot yet, so we still really want to make sure we win this game.
But with a win in this game, or in this series versus AlloyE Esports, who unfortunately has not won a game this, or won a matchup this season, if we do clinch it, we will be in the playoffs statistically. So, just getting back to the game now, we have a Forge first from our Protoss player and a Probe poking around, so this could be a little scary in regards to a cannon rush. Therefore, we do see a pool first from Casey.
Yeah, with the gas as well. My plan was to expand early, but as soon as I saw that Forge, I was like, you know what, screw that. Gas first, or gas and pool first, so that I can get some third link speed, just in case I had to deal with any sort of cannon shenanigan. But I find that when you stick a drone here, like right to this probe, like what's happening here, generally it's pretty safe. What the Protoss player should do is actually not just make his probe visible if he is planning on a cannon rush. He should hide it and then start the cannon rush before he reveals himself, so that this type of thing doesn't happen.
Yeah, so it doesn't get followed and constantly taken. Now with the shields with the Protoss, the probe does last a little bit longer if it does kite the other drone. But as soon as when it's on it like that, then the possibility of hiding a probe is a pylon is non-existent, so it's going to be a lot harder to perform a cannon rush. But as we can see, nothing has been dropped. Pretty standard Forge fast expand for our Protoss player, with a gateway coming out, a second gateway actually as well, before the Cyber Core.
Yeah, he saw the gas go down, and he's sort of reacting now with the late Nexus. It ends up being about the same thing. You know, just a delayed expansion for each of us because of the fact that I delayed mine. He's delaying his as well. He got that Forge up because he's worried about a lane run by right now because he saw the gas. But if you look at my my production here, I actually just kind of completely screwed up and didn't even get link speed. I'm just holding onto the gas and banking it up here, so that's not necessarily a good play. But,
and being to supply cap for a little bit, I guess you were focusing on trying to get that probe, and we do see a hidden pylon on the left-hand side of the map. I'm curious as to whether or not that's going to be a proxy Stargate or just a pylon for future use in case you want to expand to the left-hand side of the map.
Yeah, it seems like that's going to be the case because the probe is left it alone. He's not building anything by it. He's most likely just going to use that for like some zealots to run by at the third once that does go down. That being said, the third is relatively late here for me as well. It looks like I am eventually getting that link speed, but I don't really have a clear focus right now. Like I think what I'm doing is just droning up the natural and running around with these links, trying to find a pylon, but I don't think I'm going to end up finding that one up there.
No, but you are taking off, and it looks like you are heading in the direction of dropping your third.
These zealots are badass looking with this color. Sorry,
yeah, yellow is pretty cool. Although being a Protoss player, I like the red the most. They just look so futuristic and cool. Although the stalkers do look pretty beasty in yellow.
So I was just about to drop the third there, but instead, TTag with the quick play drops a pylon right in the way, so I actually can't drop that third at the moment. So It looks like I haven't even noticed it right now. Honestly, my play doesn't seem to be that great during this game right now, so we'll have to see how that translates later on. I'm just getting all 4 gas at the same time, pretty much. Boom it up the lair, and you're most likely going to see the double Evo with the Roach one going down soon.
Yeah, not even worrying about that pylon now. Looks like you're kind of focusing on your natural right now, and you're just going to go off 2 bases now. All 4 gases taken, like you said, transitioning into lair.
Yeah, and the vision for me right now, I have scouted the natural. I know the second base is down, so the third base should be a priority. Not really sure what my thought process was. I think maybe I was just going to focus on more of a 2-base play and just say, okay, fine, if you're going to block my third, then I'll just go 2-base play. But that's kind of stupid, so we'll see if I can eventually realize that and switch it out here. The lair is finished, so that means Roach speed and +1/+1 will be on the way shortly.
So 2 Stark and 2 Zealots making their way out. Also a Stargate in production, almost on its way out. Let's see what's going to come out of that. It hasn't been scouted, so this Overlord is just peeking at the natural, seeing how many drones are there. Although can't get too close due to the cannon there. But +1 weapons being researched by Protoss.
Yeah, and his attack is coming in. He's actually already killed a couple Overlords. He's moving into the natural here.
Nice transfuse.
There was one transfuse killed down, but it looks like available around after that. And this attack looks like it could do a significant amount of damage here. 10 Roaches on the way. 3 more Zealots shooting in here. We'll have to see if I can hold this. It's backing up a little bit. I don't know about that. I would have probably stayed, maybe killed off that queen. The queen does go down though. But now the Roaches are showing up.
Yeah, so a half-decent attack by our Protoss player put Casey in a tough position, but with the good timing of that popping of the Roaches, they're probably going to be taking out this pylon now, maybe expanding to the third. Researching +1/+1 right now, and Roach speed.
Yeah, and it's timed pretty well to finish off at the same time, so we can probably expect an attack to line up with that. But yeah, he can get on dropping that third here. We're like 10 minutes into the game and still not dropping it.
Now Casey way ahead in supply at this point in the game. 10 minutes in, it's 90 to 62. Production is virtually similar. A Void Ray is making its way out of the Stargate. Looking at the units, did he get an Oracle first? No, he didn't get an Oracle first, so he's getting a Void Ray first. I'm assuming that's because he saw the Roaches. He's not going to try and do economical damage. He's just going to try and focus down these Roaches.
Yeah, that's what it seems like here. The Void Ray is a good choice when you know Roaches are coming. And then also it sets them up for that sort of thing that I hate that Protoss does, where they make it look like they're going Stargate, so you're like, okay, Hydras, and then they switch to Colossi, and it just, you're not ready for it. So, we'll see how the Roach attack is coming in. All we got through is finished here. Taking out that Arcosis pylon, everything is powered. He's got a decent amount of Stalkers here, though, a sure more Void Ray, as well as a Photon Recharge, so Roach is not really the game in the background.
Yeah, nice stifle the attack now. The good thing about the Void Ray, and that I do like that it was taken out because of the Roaches, is Roaches can attack up, and the Void Ray does extra damage to armored targets. So therefore, if TTag did lose a bunch of his units, if the Void Ray would eventually be able to clean it all up.
Yeah, exactly.
On its own. It would take a long time, but
definitely a nice safeguard, and it forces me to change my strategy up a little bit. Get something that can shoot up. But that being said, the Hydrogen is already almost finished, and it was part of my plan anyway. I'm going to drop a couple spores at each base here, just for some further protection, and +2/+2 on the way, just in time for that third base to finish up.
Yeah, so production pretty stable for both players. As you said, it was a little late for the third base, just focusing a little bit on getting those Roaches out in a timely manner due to the attack by the Protoss player. But now that you're on 3 bases, the number of larvae available to you and the ability to drone that up as well is there. Although now TTag is going out for his own third as it stands.
The Roaches were just there checking to see if there was a third. So at the moment, I don't think there is one. But you can always assume that a third should be going down around this time of the game. In fact, maybe even earlier. to be honest. But he is dropping that down now, and at the same time moving out with his little force here. He's got a bunch of stalkers, a couple immortals to to do major damage against those roaches. But the Hydra production has started here, so we're switching up the composition a bit, adding some Hydras, which will be able to do some very nice damage to those immortals.
Yeah, and our Protoss player now, it looks like he's going into several different types of techs, unless he only got the Twilight Council to get +2 upgrades, but he has another Stargate coming down and a Robo base, so it looks like if this army is not able to take out the third that we're missing right now, then he may transition into Colossi now with the Hydras out. But as it looks like, it was a good defense by Casey.
Well, the thing is, I remember at that time that happened, I was terrified. I thought he was going to be able to kill me right there. And when I still look at it here, I don't know if I agree with the decision to back off. Although, that being said, I could be completely wrong, and maybe I would have been able to hold that. I just didn't feel like I had enough Hydras. But he did manage to back off, so I do hold the third here. And that's going to give me some time to drone that up, as well as fill up my army. And +2/+2 is almost about to finish here, so my army is going to be a lot more powerful.
Yeah, supply still in favor of Casey, and with those upgrades finishing his... I just want to look at the upgrades right now. Yeah, it's only +1 weapons. That's all the Protoss has, so a massive upgrade advantage for Casey. Yeah, and I seem to see in these games like this, where it comes down to they both have the same amount of units, they both are kind of countering each other with air and everything like that. It all comes down to the upgrades. We've seen it before where two maxed out armies are going up against each other, and the one person has the extra +1 weapons or the +1 defense and just steamrolls over the other team.
Yeah, the upgrades are definitely very important here. But you were right when you were saying that TTag looked like he was switching up to Colossus. He's definitely doing that. He's got one pumping down here. He already has one on the field as well. So he's getting those Colossus numbers higher, and he's ditching the Stargate tech here. Or wait, no, never mind. He's actually doing 2 units at a time. So he's going into both techs.
Yeah. So the one thing with that I noticed about that is that you're putting your gas in many different places, because you need to instead of focusing on one type of build and then transitioning entirely into another one, your composition is so varied that you're using gas in so many different places.
Yeah, you can see that by looking at his gas, the amount of gas he has. He's definitely spending it efficient. Well, I don't know if it's efficient, but he's spending it quicker than he's making it. So he's got a gas-heavy army there. Zerg units coming down to check on the fourth, and they're actually good timing on that. He's going to see the fourth go down, and now he's a target for attack. Nice little flank here on the high ground and the low ground surrounding the Protoss army. Those Hydras now are just tons of damage to the last back.
Yeah, with just focusing on these two ground units of Roach and Hydra, those upgrades are really paying for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Now there's only a small army left, so that fight really weren't my way here. Proton will try to pull it down, but there's so many Roach and Hydra here. Nice time for them to kind of zone me out, but I can just focus my attention on third instead now. And I know there's only a couple Colossi left, and once they die, that's all, like, I don't have to worry about anything else. There's a constant stream of roaches coming across the map as well to reinforce. It's going to take a while before they get there, but when they do, I mean, if you look at the supply here, it's starting to get a very big lead.
Yeah, over almost 100 lead right now. The swarm has taken over. Looks like it's all but over for Mr. TTag. Good game by him though. He was expanding though, and he was expanding very rapidly. I think that was kind of at the sacrifice of units though, because I don't think I really saw a portion of this game where he led in supply. +2 weapons just about to finish, but too little too late as it stands.
And that one Colossi, I found myself in the I remember specifically, I was trying to click on it, but I actually didn't think I could click on the ground. So I wasn't going off as fast as I would like, but there goes the GG here. TTag, a very good opponent. I really thought he was going to beat me with that first push there on the third, but luckily stayed in the game, and yeah, so perseverance and good macro here is what got me the win.
Good game by both players. So that puts All Inspiration up with a 1-0 win, starting off with All Inspiration's own gdoggcasey to get things going.
And actually, that being said, this was set number 2 for week 7. Set number 1 actually ended in a walkover for AlloyE. Our player, I suppose, wasn't able to make it to the game. So it's actually a 1-1 score right now. But yeah, we'll move on to set number 3 very soon, and we'll bring it to you guys shortly.
Thanks for watching.